Prophet.
And good morning, Belize. Good morning, Paul.
Good morning.
How you doing?
I'm doing fine. Yourself?
I am doing wonderful. As you can tell, Paul, we are in a different space this morning, and with good reason. We are enjoying the first look inside the brand new St. John's Credit Union headquarters. And everything, Paul, from the space to the setup, just feels fresh and welcoming.
That's true, Sabrina. It really does feel that way. This is, as you said, the first look inside the brand new, spanking new St. John's Credit Union headquarters, and everything from the way the space is set up, the spaciousness of the building, the entrance. It just feels so fresh and welcoming to me.
Feels good in here, Paul.
It feels really good. This is state-of-the-art thing, man. This is GT.
And I think you can expect it even from just looking outside. From outside looking in, it already kind of gives you this modern feel to it. I remember when this building was being constructed, before even knowing that it was going to be the St. John's Credit Union headquarters, I kept on wondering, what is that? That looks fancy, right?
So we definitely have a treat for our viewers this morning. This is where we will be broadcasting the morning show from. This is where we will be hosting the morning show from, and we'll delve deep into all that is St. John's Credit Union and the people behind it, the services behind what makes this credit union really what it is. And I'm sure that we have a lot of customers and members that are our viewers that are excited, and they're getting a first look as soon as they wake up in the morning. Man, come on, that like you're getting a first look to your brand new house, right? As you wake up, that's exciting.
And I think that's the idea of it. But Paul, I know that we have a lot of discussions to delve into, as you mentioned. Before we do that, though, even though this is a special broadcasting of our morning show, I think it's important that we use a very short time to talk a bit about what took place yesterday. I know you were on the ground covering the protest that we spoke about earlier in the morning show that was set to take place at the office on St. Thomas Street, that's BTL's headquarters. There we were expecting a protest, or at least representation, from the United Democratic Party and other union members. At yesterday's discussion, me and Isani, we spoke about the involvement of the NTUCB, the National Trade Union Congress of Belize. One of the things I did mention to Isani, if you guys would remember, was the possibility of other union members showing up. That was not mentioned in the interview that was shared the night before. However, what I actually mentioned did end up happening, Paul. We saw several other unions come out to show support and share their concerns regarding the BTL SpeedNet acquisition.
Yeah, and so that is primarily because the NTUCB is an umbrella union organization, and so what we've been seeing the different unions leaning heavily on the voice of the leadership of that executive to have their concerns known and ventilated, right? This is not a case where you have unions speaking in isolation about this issue. And so when you saw that yellow flag come out yesterday,
the green,
you also saw
machine.
You also saw the unions that make up what that yellow flag represents. You saw them as well present. And but what everybody is obviously talking about is the civil disorder, unrest that ensued in the whole thing going down, right? And being there firsthand, there's several perspectives. Like, I like to take a step back and look at things from a different perspective. It's one thing to be on the ground in the moment and to see all as it unfolds, but it's another thing to then after the dust have settled, if you would,
Yeah.
to look back at what have occurred. And there are several perspectives one can look at in terms of what transpired yesterday, or through several lenses or through several eyes. And first you have the political perspective, right? That is the UDP, who for the first time, I must say, in a long time, led the charge in taking action on a national issue. We've seen where they've been quite dormant, where they've gone through their own internal turmoil, and this time around, after following a leadership change, they actually led the charge yesterday, and some would argue that this is the first time in a long time that they're being taken seriously.
Right.
Doing so, right? And I think it was from that, for them equally about saying, one, that we are here, that we are present, and you can't deny the fact that it's also about gaining some level of political leverage, right? When you're in opposition, you look for ways to gain this sort of leverage, to get by way of gaining support for your cause, by way of having the public rally alongside with you. So on one end, it's about saying we're here. On another end, it's about getting that support behind you, not only from your members who have gone dormant, but hopefully from new members, right? That's outside of their convictions on the issue. So for me, that's the political perspective throughout this whole thing. And then you have the unions. You brought up the unions. And I think that it's important to look at the situation from their lens, from their perspective, but because the unions, one of the things we know about them is that they stand battle ready. They're usually always ready to take a stand on these issues, especially issues of national importance. But I also think that what unfolded yesterday caught them by surprise in a lot of ways. They were completely caught off guard, and they also did not come prepared for that.
Yeah.
And so we saw that when we saw them sort of stay behind
And separate themselves.
and separate themselves from that. So I know for them, being there was sort of a last minute decision, so there wasn't any real planning or preparation in
Aside
terms,
from the NTUCB.
right. Well, the NTUCB was still last minute because it was overnight, so there wasn't really any planning or preparation in terms of the direction they would be
Do you
taking.
think?
In terms of the action beyond being present,
Okay.
and beyond letting their discontent be heard and be known. But you brought up an interesting point to me in a conversation yesterday, and that is the perspective of the employees.
Yeah.
Those within the building yesterday.
Yeah, and that's something that I decided that I would use as an opportunity to share my thoughts on it, because I tried to put myself in several people's positions, and I just wondered what the employees, the staff members of BTL felt in that moment. Obviously, when you see or when you hear of protests, it could go either way, Paul. You could see on one example what the unions did on the street side, just stand there, show their signs, and you know, that's a protest. But on the other end, on the other more extreme end, where the United Democratic Party supporters stormed in, that's also another extreme version of what protesting can look like. You saw, Paul, you were there when Mr. Brian Audinette stormed in with what seemed like intentions of getting inside the building to go up to this boardroom and stop this meeting from taking place. That could have gone so terribly wrong. And I think of employees, staff members inside that building, and perhaps their safety that they feared for at that time. And so I think we cannot go without mentioning that point there. That was not legal, Paul, for them to rush in on this property, this private property, and we also heard that being reaffirmed by Minister Lee-Mark Chang, the Honorable Lee-Mark Chang, saying that they should not make their right wrong. So they stormed in on the property, they fought against the security, they fought against police officers, and they had intentions of getting inside the building. Do not make your right wrong. Yeah. And so I have several different views on the matter. As I mentioned, I still think of employees at that time. There are certain employees in that building that probably had the same views of these protesters, that they did not feel comfortable with the process that was taking place. Of course, there are other persons who might have also agreed with the acquisition as well. Ultimately, though, there are ways that you can go about sending a message without having people fear for their lives. Yeah. And we would have also seen that in the statement that was issued by the BTL as well. They put out a press release later on that day, speaking to the illegality of them storming on the property and putting people's lives at risk.
Now, with only a couple more minutes to go to speak on this issue, because obviously we are here for the opening of this amazing building and this amazing service. Aside from the BTL employees and the demonstrators, you also have the perspective of the police.
Yes.
And I think that's an important perspective to highlight. Based on my view, the department, though they tried their best,
they were outnumbered.
They were no match for the crowd. And I think that when the crowd stormed the building, if they wanted to get in, it is my view that they could have
So do you think it was
inside
kind
the
of
building.
to send a message?
Well, the police
to intimidate
fought back,
a little bit?
but here's what happened. There was an influence much larger than the police standing between the police and the demonstrators.
And
that was none other than the representative for Mesopotamia, Lee Mark Chang. I know that a lot of people within the party are not happy with him, and they're not happy with the way he went about trying to restore peace and to restore order. They're not happy with that type of intervention that they saw from him. But when you listen to him, you saw where he explained that there was no need for the situation to reach an extent where it would bubble over or boil over even farther. So you have to also look at it from Lee Mark Chang's perspective and consider the courage that he had to ensure that didn't happen.
I was thinking perhaps he was thinking of the consequences of what they were doing from a business standpoint, because remember, he's also a businessman.
That is it.
How would he have reacted had protesters stormed inside his businesses, Chonsan Palace, and have his staff members, his customers feel like their safety is at risk?
Yeah, so there's many ways to look at it. Finally, just to say, in one of the driving forces of this entire protest has to do with a demand for further information. And we saw last night, late in the night, where BTL issued a press release essentially outlining details of the proposed deal for those who are interested. It's the first time we're hearing or seeing clear and concise thoughts on this issue. There was a press conference, but I don't think that press conference served the issue well in bringing clear and concise thoughts on the matter. I will say finally, though, that what it is missing is what the unions and the political representatives are calling for, which is a detailed breakdown of not only the assets, but the liabilities that BTL would buy into if this deal does go through.
Let's not forget public consultation. They also want to have the people be involved. They want to have a say in this, especially where Belizeans own a part of BTL as well.
Excellent. So we just thought it important to not simply ignore the fact that it happened yesterday. On this morning show, we wanted to at least let the viewers know that our eyes are on it, we have a pulse on it, and that we'll continue to follow it even tonight in our newscast. So you can expect more from us.
Well, speaking of things you can expect, it's definitely an open space here in this building, Paul. That's one of the first things that you are going to be noticing when you walk in here at this new building here. That is the SJCU, St. John's Credit Union headquarters in Belize City. It feels modern, Paul. It feels very well thought out. And I told you about that when I saw the outside of the building being constructed. I immediately noticed how modern this building looked. And you can also feel it on the inside side as well. The layout, I think, for me is what really stands out. I know that there is going to be a bit of a tour that we're going to take you guys on in just a moment as well. And so I'm really excited for what members of SJCU will be experiencing when they come here.
Let me tell you why I was so relaxed in sharing my views right now. Moments ago, I was relaxed because this place is all about comfort.
Yeah.
Man, the AC just did at the right level. I smell coffee in the background.
Right.
It just and then the space is just so spacious and convenient. So I'm certain that this sort of environment will lead to members enjoying that sort of quick service, that customer service that they've known to come and love from St. John's Credit Union. But also, we're more spacious again, so there'll be, I would imagine, more privacy. You don't have to kind of hide your number. Not say it out loud how much you have in my account. Not say how much I try borrow. Hide my money and I want to say, they say how much I deposit, right? So.
Yes.
The space we see behind us offers more opportunity for a greater level of privacy. And of course, the layout really gives staff that opportunity to have that one-on-one with their customers that members have come to know and love about St. John's Credit Union.
But that's because banking is personal, Paul.
It's very personal.
It's supposed to be a personal experience. People, just like you mentioned, they don't want their business to be, shared with the person who's in the line behind them or in the side of them. And I think you can definitely guarantee that experience, a personal banking experience, when you stop here at SJCU, at least at this headquarters, based on what we are observing so far. They are celebrating, though, a huge milestone, Paul. At least coming up in November, they are going to be reaching 80 years of service, being established in 1946. I saw a photo here, or really a painting on the wall here at this building, and I was so stunned to see, it's right over there, I was so stunned to see what the first building looked like.
That was the first building?
That was the first building on Albert Street in 1946. And it's so amazing to be able to see the transition where
one
SJCU,
person at a time.
Exactly right. I feel like if I messed up the SJCU in 1946, I wouldn't want you even coming at the building. You know?
Wait your turn.
It's a little bit tiny, right? But they've come so far. Yeah. They've also moved to Basra Street in 1984. You would remember that location. They were established there for a pretty long time after that. They also had a next location on the Philip Gosen Highway. That was in 2018. And now this is another milestone at year 80, right?
Yeah.
2026, at the start of 2026 too.
Yeah, so that is 8 decades of the St. John's Credit Union Limited serving families, serving workers and communities across Belize. It's quite the legacy. And what better way to celebrate that than with this brand new branch, and with us being here to kind of do a soft opening ahead of the grand opening, which takes place later on today at around 9:30, I believe. That ceremony begins later on this morning.
Which is key. They don't want to celebrate it alone. They're starting it with us, of course, kind of giving you guys a teaser of what you can expect later. And as Paul mentioned, they don't want to celebrate this milestone alone. They want to enjoy this new part of their legacy by inviting their members to join them later on this morning and share in that experience. They want to see people come along. They want to see families and communities come along as well. And I know that this today, if you have never opened an account here at SJCU, now is probably a good time. I know they said Belizeans like new thing, they like good thing. Now is a good time to open up an account here at SJCU.
And my understanding is for today, they are going to be having some special promotions.
Okay.
Right? So we're talking about membership incentives. They're essentially trying to make it easier to get started in terms of becoming a member of this credit union.
And even if it's opening an account for the very first time or switching unions as well, that's also something you can do. I know for Belizeans, one of the things I grew up on, and this was a conversation I think I had last year for Credit Union Day. I remember it's kind of like this rite of passage where for a lot of Belizean families, when a baby is born, they open a credit union for them, right? And so I know there are a lot of Belizeans that have credit union accounts, but even if you don't and you want to open it for the first time, you can also make the switch over here at SJCU as well.
Yeah, I'm a huge advocate of these sort of financial movements simply because of the member ownership dynamic. For me, that goes to the heart of financial literacy, financial independence, controlling your financial future, and then also having a stake in the game. Having a skin in the game feels way more different than anything else, so 100%.
All right, so here's the thing, Paul. I know that a lot of people, they don't want to just see us kind of yapping away this morning. They hear us talking about this fancy new building, and they want to see it for themselves. But before we get into that, I want to have us break down really quickly what the lineup of discussions will be looking like, and then we are going to jump into a bit of a tour. I haven't seen completely at all the nooks and crannies of the buildings as yet, but I know that you guys and myself, we're going to be in for a treat in just a moment. What do we have lined up?
So for this morning, our show lineup, we in our first segment, will have the SJCU story, the past, the present, and of course the future. Where are we headed? We'll also be spotlighting we're spotlighting banking that works for you. Also in our third segment, we'll be taking a look inside the SJCU new branch, which you'll get a sneak peek of very shortly. And last but not least, we'll meet the faces of St. John's Credit Union. So this morning we'll introduce you to those persons that really makes things work, make things turn, make things happen here at St. John's Credit Union. All
right, Paul, but before we take our first break, as I mentioned, we have a bit of a teaser for you of what this new space looks like right here, right now. Let's go straight to that.
Hi, I'm Arlie Vicente, and welcome to St. John's Credit Union's brand new corporate headquarters located at 1646 Buttonwood Bay Boulevard. Come with me and let's take a look at the inside of our brand new building. So, entering our main entrance to the corporate headquarters of St. John's Credit Union, you enter into our banking hall. When you enter into our banking hall, you meet our lovely receptionist here at our front desk, and this is where most banking activities happen. You can speak to her for a range of services and get the assistance that you need. Continuing into our building, over to the right-hand side of our building, we have our member service representatives who are here to provide you services such as opening your accounts and maintaining your account services as needed. So coming over to this section, to the back of the building, you will meet our loan officers who are able to give you a wide range of loan services, mortgage, vehicles, and personal loans, whatever it is that you may be seeking at this time. Continuing from there, we have our teller section, and where you are able to, of course, do general cash transactions, and you can get your cash from our teller services at any time. So coming up the stairs, we have our main reception area. This reception area is used to host those waiting to go into the C-suite, and it also is used for those waiting to go to the loans and recoveries department. So you can come with me. And within this area, you have a suite of loan offices, which also overlooks our banking hall. So within this section, we have our recoveries department, who are here to ensure all payments are received. So this is our kitchen area where staff can come in and have breakfast. This is a comfortable area for our staff, and we also have a small kitchenette where they can store their food or prepare the drinks that they desire for the day. And so welcome to our boardroom, where we are able to seat over 20 individuals within this boardroom. It's comfortable for you to have meetings, gatherings with staff, and of course, we're not going to only keep it to ourselves, but we want to ensure that we're able to have meetings with others and also invite like other credit unions and the league to have meetings here with us as well. And again, coming from our reception area, we're able to enter the C-suite side of the building, where you are greeted by Ms. Vanessa, our executive assistant to the CEO.
We're here. That's
At the end. Thank you. If you can climb up on this chair again.
Good morning.
We at Fulltech Systems understand that technology isn't just a tool, it's a game changer. At home, smart devices and AI are revolutionizing daily life. In education, tech is making learning more interactive and accessible for students and educators alike. For businesses and government, it's driving innovation, streamlining operations, and unlocking growth, leveraging tech for better services, infrastructure, and security. At Fulltech Systems, we help you thrive with cutting-edge solutions, partnering with leaders like Dell, HP, Microsoft, APC, Fortinet, Cisco, and Tomy. We deliver the right products for your needs, whether it's boosting efficiency, improving customer engagement, or scaling operations. Connect with us and let's drive innovation together. Fulltech Systems, your technology center, where you come for the price, but stay for the service.
In the heart of the Kaya district, Calico Jacks is proving that sustainability and success can go hand in hand.
When Calico Jacks wanted to move to solar energy, the biggest difficulty for us was the finance. Belize Bank believed in our vision, and we are very happy and grateful that they gave us this opportunity for the financing.
Through the Credit Risk Abatement Facility, a partnership between Belize Bank and the CARICOM Development Fund, small and medium businesses can access financing for renewable and energy-efficient solutions with reduced collateral requirements.
Here at SCSB, we're grateful for Belize Bank to make it easier for our clients to go green. We're proud to work with businesses like Calico Jacks to help them lower their costs and their carbon footprint.
At Belize Bank, we are powering Belize's transition to renewable energy, one business at a time. Together with our partners, we're making sustainable financing accessible for all.
Belize Bank, financing a greener, stronger Belize.
This January, it's time to jumpstart your 2026 with Cellular World. Stay connected connected with a new smartphone starting at just $119. Find tablets for kids, students, professionals, and creatives starting as low as $129. Create unforgettable memories at home with clear image and sound on a new smart TV starting at only $369. Take your music everywhere with JBL headphones and speakers that keep up with you on all your adventures. Or level up your fun with the latest video consoles and gaming accessories at the best price. And enjoy a fresh start at home with appliances designed to make everyday life easier. Jumpstart your 2026 at your nearest Cellular World location: Belize City, Belmopan, San Pedro, and Orange Walk. Or contact our virtual store at 615-5141.
Welcome back to Open Your Eyes. We are sitting here comfily, Paul, with our first cup of coffee, maybe your second or third, on 1646 Buttonwood Bay for a special morning show as we celebrate the newly established, newly unveiled building for the St. John's Credit Union. Now, this first conversation is going to be a special one, Paul. We're going to go back in time a little bit and talk about some history of SJCU. We are joined by Mr. William Tillett. He is the past president of St. John's Credit Union. We also have here with us current president, Mr. Alvin Haynes, and in the middle, Ms. Chanel Renault. She is the CEO of, as well, St. John's Credit Union. Guys, good morning. Thank you so much for having us here with you all to celebrate this morning. And thank you for waking up a little bit early and joining us for this conversation. It's a pleasure. Now, when we talk a little bit about the history, you know, you have to go a bit back. In this case, we have to go 80 years back to 1946. Now, I know, Mr. Tillett, you were probably not there for the opening of the building on Albert Street at that time. I assume, you know, you look like...
Actually, I was there before.
Really? I can't put you nothing past
60,
50. But this is a huge moment. You have been with SJCU for quite a bit of its journey, its legacy, and now you're here for the 80th as they celebrate this new building. Let's go back a little bit. Before I get Mr. Haynes in the conversation and speak to the present, I want to go back in time and talk about when you joined SJCU and what drew you to SJC.
My mother. My mother was one of the original formation group that created St. John's Credit Union. At that time, it was named St. John's Parish Credit Union, as it came out of the St. John's Church. And it was the basis for the formation was the Mothers Union. So it consisted mostly of women.
Wow.
My mother served as officer, as credit committee officer, the member in this credit union, and she, at the time of the creation of the union, she registered all her children.
Just like I was saying earlier,
Right.
the kind of Belizean rite of passage.
So if you should ask me what is my account number,
It's probably one of the first ones.
I'll tell you now, it's 132.
132.
Yeah, that's my number.
I would imagine we're in the thousands now, right?
Of course.
30,000? Man, so
132.
I could see that now.
Yes.
Right. And when we first had our office space, it was not on Albert Street West.
Where was it?
It was in Albert Street East, using the primary school building as temporary office, as loaned to us by the church. So we feel ever grateful to the parish for having created St. John's Credit Union and has nourished us and nurtured us to the point of where we are today. When we have outgrown those temporary quarters in the schoolroom, we moved towards the creation of that building you see right there.
Yeah.
That white building.
The painting.
On Basha Street West.
That was Basha Street.
West.
That was
sorry, that's Albert Street
Albert
West.
Street West, yes.
In 1974, I was then president and had a lovely board of directors comprising mostly mature women, senior members. People like Mrs. Ida Berotich, who was one of the original founders of the credit union, Mrs. Gertrude Pilgrim, and that sort of people who really dedicated their lives to the formation and growth of St. John's Credit Union.
So you became president in 1974.
Yeah, more or less. Prior to that, we had some very good people who ran and were involved in the credit union, such as E.P. York, you know where the school is named after him. He was one of our presidents. You have people, Dr. Ralston Coy. We had our first female president, was it Enid Mitchell. And today we have actually a nephew of Ms. Mitchell who is now working at St. John's Credit Union in a very high position. And you might know him, your friend, Andrew Mitchell.
Yeah. So how, what the story that you share speaks to the heart of member ownership to me, in that your mother served in the union. You became a member.
When she went to attend meetings, I tagged along.
Right, but
she dragged me along.
And so you grew up in that member ownership sort of system,
right? And
then yourself became, well, not only a member but a leader of the union.
No, I didn't become. I had it pushed on me.
You had it pushed on you.
It was forced.
What went into that decision for you?
When I first started working with the government at the time, the president of the union was Mr. Lee Langsford, and the vice president was a guy named Mr. Anderson. They were the president and vice president, but they were also my boss. So they came to me, "You understand you're a member of St. John's Church?" I said, "Yes." He said, "Are you a member of St. John's Credit Union?" I said, "Yes." He said, "Well, then we are appointing you to the board of the supervisory committee, because there's a vacancy there and we want to appoint you there." I said, "Well, I don't know anything about credit union
or finance."
He said, "Don't worry about it. We will train you. We have people there who are very qualified to teach you." And at that time, we had a guy named Mr. Frank Tench, who was one of our first accredited accountants, and a guy named Willoughby, who used to manage another credit union. And they taught me the ropes. So I started from the bottom up, doing the drudgery, checking the accounts, everything. And then from there, we went to election, and I got elected from the supervisory committee to the board.
So this was also a part of your career advancement in your own personal life.
Oh yes.
It's incredible.
So the two things ties together.
Yes, indeed they do.
I want to get current president in the conversation. Mr. Haynes, did you have a similar story? Did they push you in without free will, and then you decided, you know what, I kind of like it here?
Somewhat.
Okay.
Back in the 90s, I was into computers. I had a company that used to install and implement computer systems. And my good friend at the time was president of St. John's, Mr. Gilroy Graham. and he asked me to assist with implementing a computer system. They had acquired a software from out of Jamaica, and I was putting in the hardware and the network system. So I joined. I was always aware of credit unions. My dad had been a member of a credit union, and he was always a prudent saver. And he always used to say, join a credit union. Mm-hmm. But I hadn't. So at that point, since I was in the building, I joined. That project went along and finished, and I moved on. But some years later, I think around 2007, the then president, Mr. Eric Yusey, met me at he was the Commissioner of Income Tax at the time. I was at the government building in Hyde, CP Hyde building. And he came and he said, I want you to come to the AGM. It was going to be at Birds Isle a day or two later. He said, because I need some good people, right? Mm-hmm. I want you to run. So I told him, okay, sure, right? So I went and I was elected to the supervisory committee. The structure of credit unions is there's a board of directors which is responsible for the overall governance, strategy, management. There's a credit committee which is elected separately that's responsible for loans, and lending, and policy. And the supervisory committee is equivalent to, in the corporate world, the audit committee. But again, it's elected separately, and its powers are to make sure that everything is shipshape and in order. As Bill had explained earlier, you check and audit and ensure.
Oversight.
Yeah, ensure everything is going to protocol and there are no mishaps. So I became a member of the supervisory committee, I think in 2008 that might have been. And a few years later, I opted to run for the board, I think around 2012. And I've been on the board ever since. I think this is my third term as president, if I'm not mistaken.
So, and again, another beautiful story of transitioning into leadership by simply becoming a member of the credit union. Again, that speaks to the heart of member ownership. We are members and we own this thing, and we have opportunities to lead. And not everybody can get for lead, but people do get to lead by becoming members.
Yes, and one thing that's worth saying is that the leadership of credit union is primarily volunteerism. Officers are not paid a salary. There is a small stipend for attending meetings, but it's mostly volunteer work. However, because of the importance to the members and the community, I think once credit union gets in your blood, it's kind of hard to get it out. You realize that you are helping so many others, that you are there to make sure that their finances and their position is secure, that it's hard to let go, even though there are times when I'll hear officer grumble a little bit, but we're doing so much work for free. But it gets in your blood.
I want to talk a bit about that a little bit more later, but I want to get Ms. Chanel Renault in the conversation. You are the CEO. Tell us a bit about your journey to the credit union family as well, the St. John's Credit Union family.
Well, my journey began basically where I started off as working at the central bank for over 10 years. Thereafter, I journeyed into the commercial banking system, where I worked as the bank manager for Belize Bank. I was there for over 8 years, not 80, of course, 8 years in Belize City. I then was at DFC as the chief lending officer for a little bit over 2 years. And then I am here now at the credit union. The credit union's philosophy of people helping people is what really drew me to the credit union, coupled, of course, with my experience of over 20 years in the banking system in Belize.
That's one of the things that I wanted to differentiate as well, because for a lot of people who might not have a credit union account, or might not even understand the philosophy of a credit union, they might still have a bank account. And so how would you appeal to a person tuning in right now who is not a member of any credit union to understand what's the value behind being a part of a union, a credit union?
A credit union is very important because a lot of us don't look at our financial future. When I say that, it gives you a level of security. You're not just a part of a bank per se. You're a part of a movement. You're a part of being able to help to make the decision of what happens to the money that you basically invest. Because you become a member, you get a part of the voting rights in terms of choosing who leads your credit union and what happens to the credit union that you're a part of. Compared to a bank, basically the monies that a credit union earns is given back by way of profit sharing directly to the members. So you have a direct benefit from that every single year. Generally, I believe that a lot of us are not into building for our future, but it's becoming more and more important, especially with the inflationary times that we're in order to ensure that no matter what, you're able to provide for your family and knowing that your credit union is here for you.
Could it also be looked at like members or people coming together to pool their resources, and when one is in need, well, that resource is being managed, of course, in an efficient and oversight sort of way, but when one person is in need, they can, as a member, come to the credit union and lean on that resources that they've pulled together to kind of get out of a bind or to kind of uplift their lives.
That is so true, because one of the things that I like about the credit union, for example, coming from a banking system, you apply for a loan.
Right.
You just go to your loan officer, you get that loan either approved or denied. At the credit union, with the oversight or having a credit committee who focuses particularly on the credit section of it, you have that ability to allow them to know what is your situation and also help you in that particular situation. So you don't really necessarily get to know the way how you would normally get through the banking system, but you do genuinely get a credit union that will hear you out and allow you to do what you need to do by way of the money that you're able to borrow.
That's very personal. It's a very personal
it's a personalized
approach.
Service that you normally would get from a credit union,
That's
especially
incredible.
St. John's.
Now, I want to bring Mr. Tillett back into the conversation because you spoke about that little classroom setting back in the 40s, right? When you jog your memory back to then, consider 80 years in a quick fast forward reel, and you look at where we are right now, sitting in this huge, beautiful building, what comes to mind?
Hard work, the commitment, and dedication by our members. You know, when we started, you know, the credit union movement started as a cooperative in Germany, following the hardship in Germany, and was introduced into Belize by Father Gainey. He was the man who started this whole credit union movement in Belize. And one of the main philosophers, not for profit, not for charity, but for service. So the service part is definitely important. When I look at the development 1946 to 2026, you're looking at a range of $100,000 to $113 million. We have grown from $100,000 while we moved at Albert Cheetah's going into Bastra offices. That was our capital at the time. And now in this new building, we move with assets of $113 million.
Amazing. A membership has grown as well, of course.
Of course. Our membership is now in the 30,000s.
Is this how you envisioned it happening 80 years later?
Of course, I was always a visionary. I love this movement. And it's all about people and serving our members. I could recall as president, a person would come to me and say, a member would come and say, Pres, I am in a bind. I need this, let's say $150 right now, and I have only $5. I said, no problem. Apply, and you get your $150. You commit your payments, and out of those simple connections with those members at the time, they grew to be some of our staunchest members. Even in retirement, they are still here depositing their pension in St. John's Credit Union. That's how the movement has committed people. But unfortunately, during the same period, we have seen the commitment and the shift in people's philosophy, not of the officers, not the movement itself, of the members and users, because of the liquidity in the system and the competition between the banks and the credit union movement. They have made a competition, not us. Right?
What's the shift that you see?
That members are now playing the game.
Playing the game.
What's this game?
Instead of working the philosophy.
Right. They come to St. John's, get a loan. They want additional $10,000. They go to the bank. The bank give a refinancing with the additional $10,000, so they have $10,000 in their pocket, and they owe the bank that money. 6 months later, they want to come back to St. John's Credit Union with the same story. So we have to be very careful of the manipulation that is taking place due to the liquidity in the system and the demand for this liquidity to be put to use by the various financial institutions.
Well, I think that's important to highlight, because apart from changing times, you also have changing mindsets, right? And that all comes with the time, the times we're living in. I just want to get Mr. Haynes back into the conversation to talk a bit about what this new building now means for members.
All right, thank you. Well, other than being a fantastic symbol of the strength and growth of St. John's Credit Union, it's obviously designed for comfort, ease of use, easy access. We're less than 1 block from the Philip Wilson Highway. We have parking, all the bus routes that run north, and in fact even the new e-bus runs right past here. Of course, we've still kept our Southside Bastra Street office going to facilitate members in that area, but we are now much better positioned. We were actually hampered by limited office space that we could not hire additional people as needed because we were restricted with space size. We can now continue our growth. I think our members, when they walk in to these beautiful, comfortable, air-conditioned offices, feel that they belong, that they own something, and that they are part of the growth that has contributed to this. So the location and the pleasantness of the business are great for that.
Finally, before we wrap up this aspect of the conversation, CEO, what does it mean in terms of advancing operations from an administrative perspective?
From an admin perspective, basically what we need to do is to ensure that members can tangibly feel in terms of what exactly we're here for now, being in this building, meaning that they get express service, improved service all around in terms of what they do, innovative service as well, because we're changing our core banking system this year in order to facilitate being on the national payment system. And in addition to that, they can definitely look at new products and services that will be coming out. So ultimately, it is focusing on being more member-centric and having or allowing our members to benefit overall from this new location as well as from this growth that the institution is going through.
And just to make a note, this week there's a special
Yes, I was going
promotion
to say that.
for qualifying memberships.
Yes, for all qualifying memberships starting today in honor of our launch as well as our 80 years of service. What we're giving back is once you open that account, you get $80 in shares. But it has to be a full qualifying account. What that means is that you have to meet the mandatory shares of $150.
All right. Well, this has been a wonderful conversation. I know we wish we had more time, Paul, to dive deeper into that, but we do have the rest of the show that we can get a bit more scoop on to what this new building will mean for members, and of course what you guys can get when you stop in today throughout the rest of its opening. We're going to take a quick break now, but don't go anywhere. We have more conversations for you when we come back.
That's me. My day cut out and I really need to get my ad out today.
Really? Well, you can join our Smart Group plan.
Really? How that work?
Easy, let me tell you.
Whether it's family, friends, or your small business, we've got the perfect plan for every group. More members equals more savings, more connections. Smart Group plans bring the connectivity you love to you and your circle. No one gets left behind. Explore Share One package option and add on unlimited data, calls, and SMS for the entire group for less than $50 per member. Visit any Smart showroom countrywide or email sales@speednet-wireless.com to sign up today. Smart, bringing people together.
February is all about Honda. Get special pricing and discounts on all Honda products. Enjoy up to 25% off select Honda products and 20% off Honda parts. Don't forget your B-Bucks whenever you make a purchase. There will also be a bike rally throughout the streets of Blue Creek and Belize City on February 7th and 14th respectively. All participants will get a free oil change. Check out our Facebook page for more details. Love Your Honda is all about deals and discounts on Honda products throughout the month of February. Only at Benquip Equipment Parts Service.
Unwrap the joy of crystal clear picture and sound from Aiwa, the brand that offers you affordability and exceptional quality. Aiwa has a wide range of exceptional products to choose from, such as TVs, speakers, headphones, home appliances, and much more at affordable prices that won't break the bank. Enhance your audio-visual entertainment experience with Aiwa, and for your convenience, parts are readily available in country for hassle-free maintenance. You can find Aiwa products at your local electronics store countrywide. Choose Aiwa, the best in home entertainment and household appliances.
Hello, friends. I'm Dr. Bob Roberts with another 60-second sermon from God's Word. The Bible says, "If any man thirst, let him come unto me and drink. He that believeth on me, as the Scripture hath said, out of his belly shall flow rivers of living water." I have traveled the Hummingbird Highway in Belize, Central America many times. One of my favorite stops is at the Blue Hole. It is only a small body of water whose depth is questionable. The water filling the Blue Hole comes from a river that flows out of one mountain into the next. The Blue Hole is like a resting place for the river flowing through the mountains. At the Blue Hole, I often think of the river that Jesus speaks of in John 7. It is a river that offers hope, refreshment, and life to those who come to Christ by faith. If your life has been dry and empty lately, then come to Christ, who said, "He that believeth on me, as the Scripture hath said, out of his belly shall flow rivers of living water." Today's 60-second sermon has been presented by Christian Foundations of Faith in cooperation with the Baptist churches in your area.
In the heart of the Cayo district, Calico Jacks is proving that sustainability and success can go hand in hand.
When Calico Jacks wanted to move to solar energy, the biggest difficulty for us was the finance. Belize Bank believed in our vision, and we are very happy and grateful that they gave us this opportunity for the financing.
Through the Credit Risk Abatement Facility, a partnership between Belize Bank and the CARICOM Development Fund, small and medium businesses can access financing for renewable and energy-efficient solutions with reduced collateral requirements.
Here at SJCU, we're grateful for Belize Bank to make it easier for our clients to go green. We're proud to work with businesses like Calico Jacks to help them lower their costs and their carbon footprint.
At Belize Bank, we are powering Belize's transition to renewable energy, one business at a time. Together with our partners, we're making sustainable financing accessible for all.
Belize Bank, financing a greener, stronger Belize.
All right, on the one fun day, the window open and the light may turn off. You look like you listen to me, Jamie.
Not only that, I even get a new coffee mug where keep my coffee hot all day.
I'm impressed. You don't look like you're so hard, yes?
Better than that, BL can change my meter to one of their new smart meter, they call it the AMI.
Oh, I hear about it on TV from a BL ad, you know.
Yes, man, it don't reach the man better to change it right now. Let's go check it out.
Hey guys, I'm almost done here.
So that when you reach my area,
we're upgrading meters across Belize, house by house, business by business. Always look out for BL logo, uniforms, and IDs. BL will make you know when we're in the area. The EMI meter rollout is a part of BL strategy to modernize our energy services.
You don't need to come in at my house, right?
Come in at your house, boss, only if you got something good for you.
BEL, bringing you a brighter tomorrow.
Man, that's me. My data done and I really need to get my ARA out today.
Really? Well, you can join our smart group plan.
Really? How that work?
Easy, let me tell you.
Whether it's family, friends, or your small business, we've got the perfect plan for every group. More members equals more savings, more connections. Smart group plans bring the connectivity you love to you and your circle. No one gets left behind. Explore Share One package option and add on unlimited data, calls, and SMS for the entire group for less than $50 per member. Visit any smart showroom countrywide or email sales@speednet-wireless.com to sign up today. Smart, bringing people together.
Enhanced service and faster sickness benefit claim processing are at your fingertips with SSB's healthcare feature, accessible via the My Social Security self-service portal. Your convenience during illness is key. Now your doctor can certify your period of illness, and your employer can confirm your employment details digitally, eliminating the need to visit our office. But wait, it gets better. You can also review the medical certificate provided by your doctor in your My Social Security account, along with real-time processing updates, keeping you informed. To ensure a smooth process, always review your electronic medical certificate before you hit submit. Upon submission, your employer is notified via email of your claim submitted to SSB and must respond within 48 hours for your claim to be automatically processed. For more information, check out our guides on our website and YouTube pages. Social Security at your fingertips.
Welcome back. Thank you for staying tuned with us. Of course, we are still here on Buttonwood Bay Drive for the opening. This is kind of a soft launch,
Yes.
the morning show launch, and then later on we'll have the official launch at around 9:30 of the St. John's Credit Unions Limited new headquarters. And this space is beautiful. We've been talking about it. We've shown you videos. We've been highlighting it all morning. And we continue the conversation surrounding the services that St. John's Credit Union offers to its members and, of course, potential members, talking about that $80 promotion that you have that you can take advantage of if you become a member.
Which I think is worthy of mentioning. That $80 ties in very well with their celebration of 80 years.
Yeah, it should have been
legacy.
150 years.
You know what? I kind of big pal, but you got to wait a few more years for that.
So we have some new faces joining us on set. We have, of course, first, the Chief Executive Officer, Ms.
Returning.
Chanel Renault, returning for this conversation. We also have Chief Operations Officer, Mr. Andrew Mitchell, joining us as well. We have Ms.
Dinah-Lee?
Dinah-Lee Kushner, who's a branch manager over here at St. John's Credit Union, and then Jenny-Lee Parham, and she's a loans manager here at St. John's Credit Union.
Good morning, guys.
Good morning, guys.
Nice space. It's really, really nice in here. I know we would oftentimes have them in our house, and this morning they've invited us inside their house, Paul.
So let's get some first impression reaction. I'm sure this is not the first time you're seeing the building, but what was your first impression? We could just go down the line perhaps, and understand that staff members also had some involvement in the design and the logo. Mr. Andrew, we can start with you.
Right, morning again, guys. So yes, definitely our building, it's a much improved environment for not only our staff, but primarily our membership who we serve. And we want to welcome them to come by the corporate headquarters to get acclimated with the services and appreciate where we've come from and where we're pushing to go with the credit union. And certainly our staff have always been a strong input when it comes to anything the credit union does, and we thank them for their continuous service. Our CEO is always explaining to our staff members that we are not the institution, the people are the institution. So, you know, we the staff don't do what we do if we don't have the members to serve. And so we need them to appreciate the environment that we're operating from. We are also working to upgrade all other locations so that they are synonymous with something like Burger King or McDonald's. You walk in, you know you're in a McDonald's. So when you walk in at St. John's at any location, you should feel the same level of welcome, the same level of professional service, and definitely the loyalty to want to stay and grow with St. John's.
Yes. So let's then switch gears and talk about those services that you've made mention of. We have the branch manager here. We also have a loans manager. But I want to go over to the CEO just to begin this conversation on what services members can take advantage of here at the St. John's Credit Union.
Well, naturally, you can come. Well, as a member, you already have an account. You can bring additional family members with you. That's one. You can come and get loan services from us in terms of whatever it is that is your financial need. Provide whatever documentation we may need, and we give you quick turnaround times with regards to whatever financing you may need. Separate and apart from that, you have the ability to come over the counter and withdraw some of the monies that you've saved. We have deposit accounts. We have 2 brand new ATMs, which we're looking to launch one officially today, or both of them. So we're finalizing the testing and the production this morning, and the goal is to have that ready as well. So one will be a drive-through service, which is different because we've never had that before, and the other you can come in here and come and withdraw the funds that you have.
What's the earliest age that you can become a member at a credit union?
There's no limit. At birth.
Straight out.
Yes, and that is something that, sorry Dinah, but that is something that we're trying to, and that's what we're going to try to push, because that was a strong part of the credit union movement, where mothers and parents immediately would sign up their kids for a credit union account. However, that has shifted as our membership mindset has shifted, so we're going to try to bring that back.
Yes. Now we have Ms. Dinah-Lee Kushner, as we mentioned. She is branch manager. Now she mentioned to me a little bit earlier that she joined the credit union family in 2018 when they also established their location on the Philip Coulson Highway. Since then, what has this journey been like, Ms. Kushner?
It's been a beautiful journey because I'm able to see growth from 2018. That's almost eight years. March will make 8 years since we had opened that branch. So we started with a small staff of about seven of us there, and we adopted that change where we had a receptionist, but our receptionist was more than that. She was able to, almost like a concierge, where she can guide the floor, where she's able to assist members and, even open accounts and so forth. So coming from there and to being here today, it's remarkable. It's something that we are proud of, where we can also invite our family and friends. We always tell our neighbors, come and join St. John's Credit Union.
Now, you serve a very similar role, as you mentioned in 2018, what you would have been witnessing. You also oversee the tellers here. Can you talk about how many tellers we have? You also mentioned a new concierge desk that's available here at this location. What can people expect when they stop at that desk as well?
Okay, presently we have 4 tellers operating here at this branch, and our tellers are very versed and they can guide a member to any department if necessary. We have the concierge desk, which is a new desk that we had implemented at this branch, and the concierge is able to walk the floor. She's able to open accounts. She's able to direct members, whether it's to loans department or even if it's our recoveries department. And so that was something we're very proud of, because we want that when our members come in, they just don't sit there not getting attended to. They know what's coming next, they know where they are going.
And they also know who to call, or someone to call at least. Earlier we were talking about that personal banking experience that you get, at least here at St. John's Credit Union. Ms. Dinah Lee, you spoke about having some members walk in and ask for Ms. Dinah Lee. Right. Tell us about that, that relationship that you build with members as well.
Yes, we have that, what you call that personal touch of class. And what happened, we don't turn down any member, no matter what they want to see us for. Even if sometimes our members on a good note would say, oh, I made breakfast, I brought breakfast for your staff. Yes.
That's the type of.
We have members celebrate their birthdays with us and bring food for us.
That's lovely.
But because we are there for them, we are there through moments of most difficult moments, and we're there for their most happiest moments. So we were back to where Ms. Brenner shared that you can start from a child. I think from recollection, it would be that 1 month old is our
youngest you probably had?
Yes.
Youngest member?
Yes, so as soon as they get a social security card, they can open an account, and we, with the, it's the junior account, the parent, a godparent, a grandmother, can open an account for a minor, right? And they control the account until the child is 18. And then the account is handed over. Why we encourage minor accounts? Because you can save for education. So when the time comes for a sixth form where all that money needs to be pulled right away, the savings is there.
Now, when it comes to being or operating as a chief operations officer, what does that entail? That sounds like a huge task. Like you have to have things running and operating all the time.
Aside from the here and there little nicks and knacks that would pop up, it's about being organized. And to add to what Ms. Dinah was mentioning, I'll give you an example. When it comes to our concierge, we're implementing that not only one desk, but across the entire organization. We're pushing for succession planning, and we're trying to advocate for staff to actually accept and want to be a part of the change that we're striving for, but we're doing that through training, coaching, and making sure that staff are cross-trained. So I might be a concierge, but I can actually process loans. I might be a concierge and I can actually step in at the teller line. We want them to be as knowledgeable of the institution. I shared earlier, I'm almost here 2 decades. I give great gratitude to persons who have groomed me over my tenure with the credit union. My CEO is also assisting with grooming myself day to day, but making sure that what we're doing at corporate, we're mimicking as well and implementing operational efficiencies that help our members be able to get in, get out, do business, enjoy the experience of coming to do business with us, and making sure they're maximizing their member journey. So visiting any of our locations, and I'm encouraging members right now, if you've not updated your account, please do so. Ms. Dinah Lee touched on when people go through hardships, when you lose a loved one. Oftentimes we've had cases where people die and they don't update their beneficiary. Maybe the beneficiary died and it prolongs the processing of the account. So from a compliance standpoint, we're always advocating for people to be current with their information and ensuring that whenever anything happens, we are very fit to respond to your situation.
So how does this building make your job easier as operations, chief operations?
Well, we have a great complement of staff, Ms. Dinah Lee or branch managers at districts, and it's a centralized hub. So I'm able to see the transactions across all locations. I'm able to visit locations to actually see how they interact. But we're trying to make sure that this location is, as Mr. President mentioned earlier, it's basically the pinnacle of the type of service we want members to experience. So if you come in and you enjoy that service, we want you to refer somebody to come in and enjoy that service. We've got our security personnel who's on the clock right now. He's been here from you guys were entering the premise. So, you know, we have a very good complement of staff, and we give them kudos for being able to support us in doing our job.
And I just have to say that in speaking of service, I have to call you out a little bit because you modeled that really well this morning for us. When we got here, first thing you asked, you guys need anything? Coffee, drinks?
Jacket off and everything,
right? I know,
like,
right?
And you pulled it on for the camera.
You ensure that we got what we needed.
Fundamental credit union philosophy. You know, it's about service to our membership. It's making sure that we take care of everybody, from the CEO to the janitress, from the persons who are helping to keep our streets clean, to just about the guys who pick up our trash, right? So coming to the credit union, and if you're not a member of the credit union, we encourage you to do so this week specifically. You want an extra 80 in your account.
Of course.
I may want to close my account and get my
just
80.
Can you do that?
No, we don't want closures. We want new accounts, right?
All right.
But no, it is to make sure that members appreciate that credit unions are about the community. That's probably my most favorite seventh principle, the concern for community, and everything we do should be actually portrayed through that particular philosophy.
Well, you spoke about services earlier, and I know that one of the services that people have come to appreciate across the board is loans. You know, people want to invest in themselves, and we see loans for various reasons: education, investing in your home, personal reasons. We have here with us Ms. Jenny Parham. She's the loans manager, and for persons tuning in right now who are members or deciding to become a member, tell us a bit about what that loan process looks like here at SJCU.
Thank you for having us once again. Well, when it comes to loans, the core products the credit union offer include home financing, equity financing, personal, education, and we also have seasonal products too as well that tie in with Christmas, Easter, summer, back to school. And each of these products are structured to meet different individual needs. So when we look at the requirements, we have key stuff that we look at, which include your income and your employment stability, your repayment capacity, your credit history, the shares that you currently have with the credit union, and depending on the type of loan you're receiving, the collateral as well. So for a basic application, the basic documentation that we would request would include a recent employment letter, 1 month's pay slip, a valid ID, which would be your social or your passport, a recent utility bill in your name, and if you have loans at other financial institutions, we require the loan statements as well. Once those are presented to the loan officer, they will review it, discuss your application with you. If there is anything else that is necessary, they will advise you immediately on what you need to get.
I want to go back really quickly to a point that you mentioned earlier, Ms. Chanel, about that personal relationship again. And I probably will keep on repeating this because I think it speaks to the relationship that the St. John's Credit Union has built with all of its members. You mentioned, Ms. Renaud, about people that would come in with particular situations that, you know, it might not all be the same. When you have a member coming in and asking for a loan for whatever reason, but it might not necessarily align with the requirements needed, but they have a story to tell and you're building that relationship, how do you go about navigating situations like that?
The number one thing is having empathy and listening, not just to respond, but listening to understand. Once a member feels understand and they feel like you care about them, that goes a long way. And we do have instances here in loans or any other financial institution. Not everyone qualifies immediately for a product. Our goal, or the loans team goal here, is to inform them, let them know why you do not qualify at this point, and provide guidance. So when you come back in the future, you'll be able to qualify and we'll be able to assist you. So we just do not shut the door immediately. It's what we call a not yet. We provide you with the guidance so we can assist you later on.
So even if that means improving your financial literacy, which will then improve your financial standing, right, in the future eventually. So you might not get the loan yet, but you will receive something of value that will advance your life nonetheless. So wherever you go after this, you have a solid financial foundation if you follow those steps. As a young population, one of the loans or services that people often seek is mortgage. Is that a service you all offer? And if so, what's the advantage of seeking out a mortgage here at SJCU?
Yes, we do offer mortgages. We have different type of mortgages. We offer home construction, home purchasing. We do offer home equity as well, whereby you can do consolidation of debts to put you in a better financial situation. We have our loan officers who are quite versed with mortgages. And we have several members who have reported back to the loan officers and to myself how happy they are, how excited they are that the credit union could have assisted and contributed to them having their own home. So that those success story, it gives us motive and passion to continue what we're doing.
If I could add to that, one of the things a lot of people often overlook is, as she mentioned, it's not yet. Sometimes you might walk in wanting a residential mortgage, and you might not be qualified. Probably you might start out with just the land, and that's a step that we want to encourage. If you know you're trying to move towards a home investment, so let's start the planning process. Speak to the credit union so that we're able to groom you towards that.
I would just like to add that mortgages as well go as low as 6% if you're qualified.
Wow,
so
6%.
That is, yes.
That's a good rate in the market, right? For those who don't understand.
Of course, it's an excellent rate in. Huh?
Paul have to get in line. No, but I'm sure there are a lot of people who just by that percentage number will have a lot of questions after this discussion. I know that, as we mentioned, this headquarter is now officially open as of 9:30 this morning, and we are inviting you guys to come and celebrate with us. Open new accounts, get that extra $80 as well. We're going to take a quick break though, but don't go anywhere. When we come back, we have more conversations and also introducing you to more faces of SJCU.
All set. I swapped out the water inlet valve and everything is running normally.
Amazing. So what will be the cost?
Oh, for you? There's no cost.
No cost? I'm flattered, but I'm actually married.
Oh no, nothing like that. It's actually part of our 1-year warranty policy.
Oh, well, that makes sense.
Don't worry, it happens all the time.
Really?
No.
Belize's only full-service GE USA dealer. Full service, full warranty, full selection. GE Appliances. Good things for life. Available at Design Depot. All in one place.
In the heart of the Cayo district, Calico Jacks is proving that sustainability and success can go hand in hand.
When Calico Jacks wanted to move to solar energy, the biggest difficulty for us was the finance. Belize Bank believed in our vision, and we are very happy and grateful that they gave us this opportunity for the financing.
Through the Credit Risk Abatement Facility, a partnership between Belize Bank and the CARICOM Development Fund, small and medium businesses can access financing for renewable and energy-efficient solutions with reduced collateral requirements.
Here at SCSB, we're grateful for Belize Bank to make it easy for our clients to go green. We're proud to work with businesses like Calico Jacks to help them lower their costs and their carbon footprint.
At Belize Bank, we are powering Belize's transition to renewable energy, one business at a time. Together with our partners, we're making sustainable financing accessible for all.
Belize Bank, financing a greener, stronger Belize.
Marasmi, my data and I really need to get my ARA out today.
Really? Well, you can join our Smart Group plan.
Really? How that works?
Easy, let me tell you.
Whether it's family, friends, or your small business, we've got the perfect plan for every group. More members equals more savings, more connections. Smart group plans bring the connectivity you love to you and your circle. No one gets left behind. Explore Share One package option and add on unlimited data, calls, and SMS for the entire group for less than $50 per member. Visit any Smart showroom countrywide or email sales@speednet-wireless.com to sign up today. Smart, bringing people together.
We at Fulltech Systems understand that technology isn't just a tool, it's a game changer. At home, smart devices and AI are revolutionizing daily life. In education, tech is making learning more interactive and accessible for students and educators alike. For businesses and government, it's driving innovation, streamlining operations, and unlocking growth, leveraging tech for better services, infrastructure, and security. At Fulltech Systems, we help you thrive with cutting-edge solutions, partnering with leaders like Dell, HP, Microsoft, APC, Fortinet, Cisco, and Tomy. We deliver the right products for your needs, whether it's boosting efficiency, improving customer engagement, or scaling operations. Connect with us and let's drive innovation together. Fulltech Systems, your technology center, where you come for the price, but stay for the service.
In the heart of the Kayo district, Calico Jacks is proving that sustainability and success can go hand in hand.
When Calico Jacks wanted to move to solar energy, the biggest difficulty for us was the finance. Belize Bank believed in our vision, and we are very happy and grateful that they gave us this opportunity for the financing.
Through the Credit Risk Abatement Facility, a partnership between Belize Bank and the CARICOM Development Fund, small and medium businesses can access financing for renewable and energy-efficient solutions with reduced collateral requirements.
Here at SJCU, we're grateful for Belize Bank to make it easier for our clients to go green. We're proud to work with businesses like Calico Jacks to help them lower their costs and their carbon footprint.
At Belize Bank, we are powering Belize's transition to renewable energy, one business at a time. Together with our partners, we're making sustainable financing accessible for all.
Belize Bank, financing a greener, stronger Belize.
This January, it's time to jumpstart your 2026 with Cellular World. Stay connected with a new smartphone starting at just $119. Find tablets for kids, students, professionals, and creatives starting as low as $129. Create unforgettable memories at home with clear image and sound on a new smart TV starting at only $369. Take your music everywhere with JBL headphones and speakers that keep up with you on all your adventures. Or level up your fun with the latest video consoles and gaming accessories at the best price. And enjoy a fresh start at home with appliances designed to make everyday life easier. Jumpstart your 2026 at your nearest Cellular World location: Belize City, Belmopan, San Pedro, and Orange Walk. Or contact our virtual store at 615-5141.
Welcome back to Open Your Eyes. We are continuing our conversation and celebration of the newly unveiled SJCU building as they celebrate 80 years of legacy. And we are still joined by CEO, COO, that is, Chief Operations Officer Andrew Mitchell. Now, this portion of the conversation is going to continue along the lines of giving the tour, right? We kind of gave you guys a teaser of what the building looks like in the start of the show. And now we are going to have Mr. Mitchell guide us through. So you want to give we the grand tour right now.
Right.
And we're grateful to have you back.
Thank you
Now,
for having me.
when you walk in here, there are so many different experiences that you can get. One of the things that we recently learned, Paul, is that there's now a drive-through available, and that's pretty new for a credit union. But we have the entrance here. As people walk in today, and we're hoping that you guys will walk in at 9:30, you can expect a little bit of a celebration where there are going to be tents outside.
Ceremony,
you can come in, enjoy the ceremony, and open your new account. You get that $80 in your account. But if you have other questions, like going to see a loans officer, there are other areas of the building that you can visit as well.
So let's start here.
Let's
Tell us
begin.
what we're seeing in here.
So I'll start from the exterior.
Exterior.
And a slight point of clarification. We do start the grand ceremony at 9:30.
Yeah,
and
that's what
the
I'm saying.
official operations of the building will start this afternoon at 1:30.
Okay.
So
Right.
we're giving the morning segments for persons to come get acclimated with the business and really experience the ambience. So within the exterior, we'll start the front parking. We do have, and we made sure that we reserve parking for persons with diverse abilities,
Right.
and ensure that we have access ramps for them to be able to get up and come in and do business.
Excellent.
We've replicated that across all offices, as we mentioned earlier. So once you enter the premise, the first person to greet you, the first smile you should get would be our concierge, Miss Rose. And behind her really is our emblem of where we've started our journey back in 1946. And then you have the entire open concept. In here is basically our banking atrium where you have access to member services to your right when you enter. And if you're trying to get cash from our teller counter or trying to save with us, you'll progress over to the left. We typically would have our stanchions out, so you just join the queue. We'd like to get you in and out.
Yeah.
But instead of just escalating loans all the way to the first floor, we basically ensure that you can access basically front-end services from ground floor as well.
Okay.
So we also have, once you've noted that you don't want to do business with member service or tellers, you'd like to get your mortgage underway, you're directed to one of two loan officers in the ground floor. If for some reason you need to see someone upstairs, maybe you've been having trouble with your payments, check in at the concierge, and the concierge will take you upstairs through our corridor. She'll take you up the flight of steps, which will take you into the upstairs landing lobby. That landing lobby gives you access to either the recoveries department, the first floor lending section, which is going to be unveiled. We're moving towards introducing MSME financing within this year.
Fantastic.
That's something that we want to let members be aware of. So upstairs, you'll have access to the lending manager, Ms. Parham, from the segment before. You have access to business officers. And then if you have trouble with your payments, you can also go to see the recoveries department. We also have upstairs, down the corridor from the recoveries department, is our marketing team. The people who've really helped us to make sure that the building is looking the way it's looking today. And then we wrap around from the marketing going into our board segment, a boardroom. I know you're looking forward to taking that tour, so I hope you appreciate the boardroom.
We're kind of going with you guys virtually right now.
Yeah. Right, I've told my president that come summer, FIFA World Cup, that's where I'm watching the games.
I'm with you on that.
You're free to
Let's
come
make
over.
it happen.
Before that, you have the Super Bowl.
Well,
coming
I
up.
intend to watch it at home. I like to
Okay.
watch it by myself. Go Pats. But yeah, so from the boardroom, we would come down the corridor. There's the compliance offices. We've left space as we're growing. One of the things that we recognized in the past, we did not have enough space, as was mentioned earlier. And so we've kept some available offices for as the credit union grows, we can fill additional vacancies. To the left from the compliance section, you'll come down the corridor, which is what we call the C-suite. You have the HRO, next to the HRO, the CEO, and then to the next to the CEO is basically my office, COO. In front of the C-suite, we have our executive assistant, Ms. Vanessa Herschela, who would assist with, whenever you come through the landing lobby, if you need to go straight to C-suite, she will assist you to make sure that you're directed to whomever is there. She'll radio us in to ensure that we know someone is here who has an appointment with us. One of the important things as it relates to security for this building, as you would note when you do a tour, many of us walk with our key tags, and you can't get somewhere without a key tag. Yeah.
Right, because the key tag is what opens the door.
It authenticates, and if you reach too early, you can't move because we have restricted access as well.
Do you have an idea of the size of the staff population here at this building alone?
Just north of 30 persons. Let me make sure. I do believe it's north of 30, about 30 here at corporate. stand to be corrected, but effectively, from where we migrated from the Basra office, this is a much improved environment,
Yes.
and it's much more spacious, and it's in line with what we want, modern, open service, so that people feel that connection. One of the things we realize is too many walls tend to be a barrier when we're offering services, and so keeping this open concept is designed so that members can have a one-on-one connection in doing business with you.
One of the things I think will be really cool for us to unveil or to share in just a moment, Paul, is we've been talking about that first building on Albert Street, and I imagine, we weren't able to showcase just by painting only what that looked like, but we have a member that was one of the first members who has been able to share a bit of her experience all the way back then. And so we're going to go to that interview now and share what her experience was like.
My name is Jennifer Bowman, and I have been a member of the St. John's Credit Union for 49 years, 49 long and good years. I had a friend that was working as part of the staff at the St. John's Credit Union at that time. We had gone to high school together, and she encouraged me to open an account with the St. John's Credit Union. And luckily, at the same year, that's why I remember it so distinctly, the same year I opened that account, my father died. And I had to get a loan from the credit union, a small loan from the credit union, but I was allowed to help to facilitate his funeral arrangement. So that's why I remember the year so clearly. It allowed me to progress in all areas. It helped me to first purchase or help with the construction of a wooden house that we had in the St. Martin's area. And it helped me to help furnish that house with, helped me to get my first washing machine. My first washing machine. And so as the year progressed, it helps me with my finances to help my children through school, and all my children are members of this credit union and grandchildren. So you're not the only and great-grandchildren, and great-grandson.
You're not the only one.
I'm not the only one. Everyone is experiencing the services of the St. John's Credit Union, and I must say, I became a member when they were at the Timber Building on Albert Street. As you go first, there was where I became a member, and from there they went to Basra Street. From Basra Street, they opened a branch in Belmopan, then Dangriga, and North Side, and now this. I feel so proud to be a member of this credit union at this point. But come to the credit union, open an account, and when you want to get a loan, don't get a loan from anybody that is coming around every time you get paid looking for you. Go to the St. John's Credit Union. I used to encourage them, especially the younger nurses.
All right, there you have it, Paul. One of the first members talking about what her experience was like back then. I can imagine, how amazed she would be to see, or she will be to see, the change since then as well.
Yeah, hopefully she's watching.
Yeah, I hope so too. But we do got to take another quick break, and don't go anywhere. When we come back, we have another conversation to look forward to, meeting more faces of SJCU.
Me, my data done, and I really need to get my ARA out today.
Really? Well, you can join our Smart Group plan.
Really? How that work?
Easy, let me tell you.
Whether it's family, friends, or your small business, we've got the perfect plan for every group. More members equals more savings, more connections. Smart Group plans bring the connectivity you love to you and your circle. No one gets left behind. Explore Share One package options and add on unlimited data, calls, and SMS for the entire group for less than $50 per member. Visit any Smart showroom countrywide or email sales@speednet-wireless.com to sign up today. Smart, bringing people together.
February is all about Honda. Get special pricing and discounts on all Honda products. Enjoy up to 25% off select Honda products and 20% off Honda parts. Don't forget your B-Bucks whenever you make a purchase. There will also be a bike rally throughout the streets of Blue Creek and Belize City on February 7th and 14th respectively. All participants will get a free oil change. Check out our Facebook page for more details. Love Your Honda is all about deals and discounts on Honda products throughout the month of February. Only at Benquip Equipment Parts Service.
Unwrap the joy of crystal clear picture and sound from Iowa, the brand that offers you affordability and exceptional quality. Iowa has a wide range of exceptional products to choose from, such as TVs, speakers, headphones, home appliances, and much more at affordable prices that won't break the bank. Enhance your audio-visual entertainment experience with Iowa, and for your convenience, parts are readily available in country for hassle-free maintenance. You can find Iowa products at your local electronics store countrywide. Choose Iowa, the best in home entertainment and household appliances.
Hello, friends. I'm Dr. Bob Roberts with another 60-second sermon from God's Word. The Bible says, "If any man thirst, let him come unto me and drink. He that believeth on me, as the Scripture hath said, out of his belly shall flow rivers of living water." I have traveled the Hummingbird Highway in Belize, Central America many times. One of my favorite stops is at the Blue Hole. It is only a small body of water whose depth is questionable. The water filling the Blue Hole comes from a river that flows out of one mountain into the next. The Blue Hole is like a resting place for the river flowing through the mountains. At the Blue Hole, I often think of the river that Jesus speaks of in John 7. It is a river that offers hope, refreshment, and life to those who come to Christ by faith. If your life has been dry and empty lately, then come to Christ, who said, "He that believeth on me, as the Scripture hath said, out of his belly shall flow rivers of living water." Today's 60-second sermon has been presented by Christian Foundations of Faith in cooperation with the Baptist churches in your area.
In the heart of the Kaya district, Calico Jacks is proving that sustainability and success can go hand in hand.
When Calico Jacks wanted to move to solar energy, the biggest difficulty for us was the finance. Belize Bank believed in our vision, and we are very happy and grateful that they gave us this opportunity for the financing.
Through the Credit Risk Abatement Facility, a partnership between Belize Bank and the CARICOM Development Fund, small and medium businesses can access financing for renewable and energy-efficient solutions with reduced collateral requirements.
Here at SJCU, we're grateful for Belize Bank to make it easier for our clients to go green. We're proud to work with businesses like Calico Jacks to help them lower their costs and their carbon footprint.
At Belize Bank, we are powering Belize's transition to renewable energy, one business at a time. Together with our partners, we're making sustainable financing accessible for all.
Belize Bank, financing a greener, stronger Belize.
Welcome back. Thanks for staying with us throughout the entire morning for this journey through SJCU's history and the unveiling of their new building. This is our final segment for this morning. We have Mr. Mitchell joining us. Might as well he becomes a co-host at this point. This is his third segment, right? And we have a new face joining us for this conversation. We have the member service representative here at the St. John's Credit Union, Ms. Stefara Robinson.
Good morning, Ms. Stefara.
Good morning, Ms. Stefara.
Now, one of the things Mr. Mitchell mentioned a little bit earlier when he was giving us the grand tour, he spoke of the faces you would see, or the sections of the first part of the building that you would see. So when you walk in the entrance on the right, you have the service members section. And one of the first faces that you would see is Miss Robinson. And so I think this conversation, as we close off, is very fitting because I expect we will be having new members coming on, people wanting to switch over from other credit unions and come on over to the SJCU family as well. Ms. Robinson, what do we get when we go to your desk? What's the first thing, or what are the things we need to bring with us if we want to open an account?
Okay. For you to open an account, you will need a recent utility bill, no less than 3 months, valid social or passport, and of course your funds.
Okay.
What's $156 to open the account to become a full-pledged member. 156. Yeah, then you can also go as low as 36 to start.
As a depositor at that point. When you hit the 150, that's when you start getting all your benefits.
All the benefits.
Okay. So what are so if I open it with just the depositing, you just have money in there then. What are the benefits that you speak of if I put the full 156? Everything else that we spoke of earlier?
Okay, so once you open the account with the 156, it allows you to become qualified for our burial insurance.
Okay.
Whereby $5,000 will be granted upon your passing.
Yeah.
And that usually takes a year. Right? From the time you open the account,
time you die. So this is why we spoke earlier about making sure you bring in, you're coming to the credit union, you the member, update your account. I don't want to be the case that I pass away and I left Paul as my beneficiary. Paul is not in Belize to be able to execute my final wishes. And so Sabrina comes in and says, hey, you know what, I'm here to claim on his behalf. I'm sorry you're not designated. Then it delays the process. So the member service reps also assist with that to make sure that you're keeping your member information updated.
Yeah, because you might have some accounts that were created as a teenager, for example. And the beneficiary might be a relative, and then you get
a child,
and then you get older, and you have your own family now. And that beneficiary in your mind might change, but you haven't updated your account to reflect that. How do you update your account?
Well, we have a form, right? You come in, you update the form because what you put on that form will update what we have in the system.
Right. And so it's a simple process.
It's a very easy process.
And to add to that, we've actually ensured that we're moving with the times. So you go to our website, www.sjcu.com.bz. You can download a number of forms from our website, which we're trying to make sure that whilst you can do things in person, you can also access it digitally, and then you can either email it to Ms. Robinson or you present it in person, so that we're moving with the times as well, making sure we're treating every single member as priority. With the most efficient service that we can.
Andrew, I'm not sure if anyone has ever asked you this, but can you open an SJCU account, or can you become an SJCU member even if you are a part of another credit union?
So currently the Belize Credit Union Act is under revision to be updated by the government. Currently it prohibits you from being a member of multiple credit unions. However, within the region, we've seen where other territories allow you to be multiple. But right now, if you do have an account at another institution and you're with us, you're actually creating an infraction and you're subject to a fine by law.
Yes.
So whether that gets updated as the Act is provided with its revisions, we'll know at that point. But currently, you should not.
So is that one of the things you would ask, Ms. Robinson, when people come and open their account?
Yes, sir. That's the first question I ask. Are you a member of any other credit union?
And if they say yes, then they say, well, sorry, I can't help you.
No. We try to encourage.
Yeah, okay. There are provisions that you can.
The two consenting credit unions would normally be able to dialogue and written documentation via the regulator, the central bank, to consent to you operating a secondary account. So
I imagine if
yeah.
like you're married or something, that might be one of those provisions. If your partner, yes.
Yeah. So I mean, you know, whilst the law is there, there are provisions that allow you to be able to. Maybe you want the 6% mortgage with St. John's.
Yeah.
The reason why you want to take your account or open a second account, perhaps you want to remain with HRC because you may have traditionally received a better return. But why we're trying to push our membership is we want them to grow with us, and as you grow, we can offer more services. As we offer services, we can increase revenues and pay a handsome return to our membership. Thus, this building.
Ms. Robinson, when I come in and I put down my 156 to open my account, do I need to make an additional deposit at that time? Let's say at $30 in my account, or I could just start with the 156 to open the account?
Okay, you can start with the 156, right? So you can go ahead with the 156.
And then I could come back at another time.
Yes, but you have to remember that you will need additional money so that when it's time for us to take out, because for every member that is qualified for the burial insurance, there's a $30 that comes out yearly.
Annual $30
yes.
fee.
So that $30 has to be in the account.
To keep it at 156.
Right.
So then I have to ask another question. Do you have to apply for the burial?
No, you don't.
That automatically?
Once you reach that year,
okay.
Upon that 156,
yes,
you will automatically become qualified.
Now, yes, continue.
Now, there's
So aside from the burial, just to add to that, I'll give you an example why we say maximize your member journey, right? Ms. Stiff is speaking about our care plan package, which protects members in the event of your passing, so your family can have at least a little $5,000 to aid with burial expenses. The credit union we offer the insurance on savings as well, which is free from that care plan. That insurance is covered up to $8,000 in your savings account, whether it's in ordinary shares, mandatory shares, regular deposit, holding account, fixed deposit. Those are different share access you can obtain. What happens is if you die, I like to use the example of $5,000 in your total aggregate account, and let's say you had a $5,000 loan, the credit union files for loan protection on your facility. So your $15K loan, let's say that was what you owed. You had $5,000 in shares. Your credit union will file for the insurance to pay off the loan, will file for your insurance on your savings. So your beneficiary will receive $5,000 from savings, $5,000 insurance on saving, and $5,000 burial benefit.
Wow.
So you get $15,000 going to your beneficiary because you are an advocate and you are really regularly saving with the credit union.
Yeah. Now, one of the things I wanted to ask about was your book, your credit union book. Is that something that still takes place? I know for a lot of people who are old members, they know about their credit union book that they come and update.
Yes, that we still have the book going.
Now, are there other, because in some cases there might have to be a fee associated if you don't have your book with you. Can you still carry out transactions?
You can, but we did away with that. One of our AGMs more recently, we passed a resolution to make books optional.
Okay.
And so if we look at our member data, most of our members are younger persons.
Yeah.
So they prefer the apps that we offer, free online banking, free mobile banking. And so they're able to transact through that medium. What we've noticed is, or more elder members, they prefer the books, but they can still come in without the book to deposit, withdraw, and just do business with us. We encourage them to bring their books regularly so they avoid lengthy wait when we're updating the books.
And now, just to add to the services, you all have a drive-through ATM, something we didn't talk about enough in the last segment.
We're going to be pushing out the drive-through and complementing the drive-through as we grow for MSMEs. We're also launching later this year our night deposits. So that's an additional new service coming on stream for us.
Tell us a bit more about that night deposit. How does that work?
So that's intended for persons who are unable to make it during regular business hours. They'll be able to come through the drive-through and basically do night deposits, put your cash in, and then in the morning we'll reconcile and then update your account. One of the benefits we're pushing members for with the apps is because we offer free real-time service notifications. So Your app gives you an email notification, and we send SMS. If I withdraw the credit union ATM teller, point of service purchases, they all send me a receipt letting me know this was drawn on my account.
That's super convenient, and it's a good security measure.
Exactly.
Before we leave you guys, or have you guys leave, Ms. Robinson, what is it like being in a new building and being in this new space for you?
Well, I am enjoying my new building.
Yeah.
Right? And it's welcoming to see when the members come in, they're satisfied.
Yes, and then it's way more spacious, right?
Yes, it is.
All right. All right, well, we have to take one final break, and when we come back, we are going to close off this perhaps pre-celebration in just a moment. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
That's me. My data done, and I really need to get my ARA out today.
Really? Well, you can join our smart group plan.
Really? How that works?
Easy, let me tell you.
Whether it's family, friends, or your small business, we've got the perfect plan for every group. More members equals more savings, more connections. Smart group plans bring the connectivity you love to you and your circle. No one gets left behind. Explore Share One package options and add on unlimited data, calls, and SMS for the entire group for less than $50 per member. Visit any smart showroom countrywide or email sales@speednet-wireless.com to sign up today. Smart, bringing people together.
Enhanced service and faster sickness benefit claim processing are at your fingertips with SSB's healthcare feature, accessible via the My Social Security self-service portal. Your convenience during illness is key. Now your doctor can certify your period of illness, and your employer can confirm your employment details digitally, eliminating the need to visit our office. But wait, it gets better. You can also review the medical certificate provided by your doctor in your My Social Security account, along with real-time processing updates, keeping you informed. To ensure a smooth process, always review your electronic medical certificate before you hit submit. Upon submission, your employer is notified via email of your claim submitted to SSB and must respond within 48 hours for your claim to be automatically processed. For more information, check out our guides on our website and YouTube pages. Social Security at your fingertips.
Welcome back, welcome back. We are wrapping up this morning's festivities. Paul, and it's been a wonderful morning. We are still here at the newly opened SJCU building on Buttonwood Bay. And we're excited to inform you that in just about an hour, you are able to come on over and enjoy the festivities. There's a lot planned. There's an opening ceremony. And as Mr. Andrew Mitchell, the COO, mentioned, later on this afternoon, you can officially walk in for business.
Yeah, and so this has been an exciting morning. You know, it feels good to be a part of history.
Yeah.
80 years from now, God willing, I could say I was there.
Yeah.
In fact, I was one of the first few, apart from the staff, to be welcomed into the building and to launch in the building.
Yes. All right. Well, Paul, we do have to wrap things up, and it is January 28th. If anyone is celebrating a birthday today, happy birthday to you. However, we do want to give a special birthday shout out, a belated birthday shout out, that is for one of our very own, Ashley Cleland.
Woo!
She celebrated her birthday yesterday. Happy birthday to you, girl.
And she's right here with us,
Yes.
somewhere in the background.
Cue the camera. No. Okay. But to anyone else celebrating a birthday today as well, happy birthday to you guys. If you'd like to give a birthday shout out, or if you have any questions, comments, or concerns, you can send us an email at oye@greaterbelize.com.
You can also catch us live on Facebook every weekday morning at Open Your Eyes BZ.
As well as Instagram for behind the scenes contents. That's OIE Belize. You can even call us or text us on our OIE phone number. That's 675-2555. But please do us a favor and join us again tomorrow when you open your eyes
and start your morning right.
Until then, keep your eyes, your mind,
and your hearts open.
Have a wonderful Wednesday, and we'll see you back in the studio tomorrow. Bye.